you're tuning in now or after the live, please make sure to hit that like button and also share this on social media so we can help take advantage and put ourselves in an opportune spot with the analytics and also help us sit in a strategically beneficial spot with the algorithm. I believe this community has a lot to offer, and I think there's a lot of beautiful people in here that make up within the over 19,500 or 400 subscribers. And it's a beautiful thing. As we can see, some of crypto is moving. I still anticipate XRP to have a volatile swing to the upside here at some point. I think we're lagging behind here a little bit. So I'm very excited to do the live today, as I always am. But seeing everybody coming here day after day, even in a downward spiral, it really is makes feel good. OMC, welcome in. Axis, XRP, Ricky Ripple, Messi, Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. Awesome to see some of the early ones in here tonight. CJ2 Pilot, Harvey Boy, welcome in. Hi, Tom, not been on much. Is busy moving house. Hope you're good. I'm doing great. Hopefully everything's been good moving house. Mario, welcome in. Jorge, Mel, welcome in, love. Mo, good evening. All rumors apparently BlackRock and other providers met with SEC again today. Are we close as tomorrow? As some rumors suggest. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with all of that. But definitely some upward momentum here in the market today. Cezanne, Merry Christmas to you as well, and good evening. John Hall, welcome in, brother. UK Phil, good evening. Daniel, welcome in. There are some good Daniels in this world, Julie. See? Inside joke. George, I'm driving. I'll catch up. Thank you for what you do, brother. Hey, you be safe, George, and you are welcome. And thank you for tuning in. Search for crypto. Good day to you as well. Let me timestamp this very quickly. Good evening. 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, December 21st, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And JW's present as well. He snuck in here during the intro, so welcome in, JW. I hope you're having a blessed day, my friend. Let's see. Kilimanati, welcome in. Glad to see so many people in tonight. Are we excited today? Like, is there something that has gotten everybody happy? Is there a reason why we've got motivation, or is it just everybody's happy to see me? I'm assuming some people are happy about BlackRock meeting today, but we're not going to hear anything about this, or tomorrow, I should say. We're not going to hear much about it. But we'll stay vested. XRP, as we're 52 minutes until the close. That's true. Markets are up, so people are happy. Jim, Merry Christmas to you as well, he says. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes, the Christmas spirit can help, Jorge. Santa Claus pump, we will see. Search for crypto. We will see. I'm hoping myself for a Santa Claus rally that we normally get. Sometimes it's a little after the new year, but pretty close. Ripple to dump all its unlocked XRP reserves as 2023 ends. XRP price likely to fall 5% before a possible north move. XRPL bears better prospects for RDA tokenization. What is this? Ripple is the largest XRP holder, with most of its holdings so far locked in escrows until 2027. Every month, 1 billion tokens are unlocked and managed by the company, arbitrarily relocking or keeping its desired share. In December, Ripple kept blah, 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 200 million, yada, yada. It says in most months, Ripple... Oh, who gives a rat's ass? Like, come on. Sorry, but that's... We might look at that other one in a minute, but that's what I get for opening the Finbull article. XRP Ricky Ripple, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. And also, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army in month one. And I know you're in month one because you have me being abducted by aliens. Oh, yes, that's my face superimposed on that abduction. It really is. Wow, my glasses need to be cleaned off. Thank you so much for that. Merry Christmas to you as well, Ricky. Appreciate that. So, without further ado, XRP, we can see where we're sitting. We have a nice positive 4-hour candle here. We've talked the last few days how it looked like we should at least push up towards that 63 cents, even if all else fails. But in all honesty, we see the rising channel resistance here, and that's from June of 2022. That's up at 65 cents. That's on the on the 60-second update, what I had referred to with the 65 cent. However, right now we have a much tighter formation. So we have 65, but over the top on this right or bull flag, we would need to break out of 68.2. Underneath, it's a little more converged. We have this ascending formation, and in order to get out of this first tier, we've got to get past about 63 cents. So that's how you get 63, 65, and then ultimately that's 68 and some change. These are all three levels. They're very easily decipherable, or they're easy to decipher to see how we get to those numbers. Now it's just a matter of how this plays out. Daily time frame, RSI is still decent. It'll go up a little bit at the close. Weekly, we've still got a lot of room. So it's a matter of, are we going to continue this bounce towards the end of the year? As the end of the year is running out of time now. Isn't it crazy that we're already at December 21st today? It's insane how fast time actually goes. Algo's had a nice push today. I seen somebody just said that. That's something I wanted to talk about right away as well. Algo's up 13.5%, up to 22.5 cents. And I know everybody who bought this on FOMO Fridays with me or Winning Wednesdays, we talked about the urgency in it when it was down in the consolidation zone. And where I circled it, that's where we were willing to buy. It was sub 10 cents. We got some at 8.2. We got some at 10.3. Got some in the 9-cent range. So I just say the average is 10 cents, even though we know it's a little below that. Well, right now, I talked about how I was not willing to buy it once it came outside of this consolidator zone because I knew first it would come up here, but ultimately we're due for a move up to 30 cents and maybe more. Well, we've already cleared 21-cent resistance. Now we can see the RSI is getting way up there, so eventually we're going to have to correct. The question is does it make a volatile swing up to 30, or does it bounce up a little bit more and then use this 2166 as a support structure? We don't know yet. We'll find out here in the short term. I can almost guarantee you that. I do know we're going to be due for a correction to the downside here eventually. Even in the weekly sense, that RSI is up, and it's not even up yet for the new weekly. UK Phil, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army, our first new member on this live. What an awesome, generous pay it forward moment. Thank you, UK Phil. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. In month one, and we know that because he's got the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there. Somebody who used to watch me on social media made that for me, so I use it as my month one emoji badge. I think it's pretty cool she made that. Didn't want any money for it, just thought it would be something that could add to the show. Pretty cool. After today, the days start getting longer. Winter solstice makes me happy. Yes, I agree with that, TJ2 Pilot. I actually like the winter months. I like the winter months. Least I can do, says UK Phil. Well, I'd like to think it's more than the least you can do, but I get what you're saying. I appreciate it. The least you could do is just come in here and, I guess be a douchebag and criticize me. That'd be the least you could do, I suppose. You've taken a great step. XLM's up 2.05% to 12,455. Feels like it's waiting for the same move as XRP. We've got this one nailed to the wall. We've got this nailed to the wall with XLM. Look how, even in the daily, there's a lot of room to be desired there in the RSI. Weekly, it's got beautiful bounce potential. We know the breakdown or break up, so it's just a matter of, even if we're bearish, you've got the opportunity to at least come up here still to get rejected at like 13. I think there's an opportunity here possibly with XLM. And I am not a financial advisor, so I'm going to say possibly, and it's probable. But 33 people who've hit that like button, 55 watching. Please make sure to hit that like button as it will greatly help advance this content. I know, not as many people are excited about cryptos these days, and I get it, but it makes it that much more important for you to hit that like button. I think the greatest tragedy when somebody's a trader or investor or somebody who's just trying to make quick money is that no matter what market you're in, commodities, crypto, risk assets, the precious metal, whatever. When the going gets tough, most people leave and they don't come back until it gets going good again. The problem with that is you need to be buying when the time goes tough. And you want to come back to enjoy it when the going gets good. You don't want to just come back to buy the tops and continuously lose money because or try to eke out 20 or 30%. There's more to it than that. Everybody's mad about XRP, but it's the ultimate stable coin right now. And everybody gets mad when I say that. But it gives you a beautiful time frame to accumulate. Imagine for the rest of eternity, you could accumulate for a year or so, year and a half, and then you pull 3, 4, 500% returns, rinse and repeat. So you make 500%, 400%, you sell it, wait a year or so, start accumulating. You do that. I mean, if you could do that, I mean, if you just understand, so many people just want to go from 3,500 to 10 million overnight. Instead of understanding 3,500 turns into 15,000, then that turns into 40, then that turns into 100, and so on. 3,500 just doesn't, I mean, can happen. Another thing that's a crazy turn of events, I get a lot of people in the comments saying every time a coin runs, no matter what it is, the tokens, they'll comment saying, oh, we really screwed up by not, like this one, Solana this week. A couple weeks ago was something else. But see, everybody says, oh, we should have bought Solana, right? They made 300%. Right? That's the big thing right now is we could have made 300%. These same people would never even give me credit, and they're in my audience. Did we not buy Corium for 8 cents? And it's at 24 cents. So, I mean, what's really the difference? It's part of our portfolio. There's a 200% gainer for you right there. Just because it's not XRP doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I still love my XRP, but I'm very gracious that my Solana's doubled almost 2x the Corium. Some of these other ones are moving the way they are. Nobody's brought up the fact that we've 300% or over 200, no, 100 and something percent on Gala. It's up another 3.4% today. You know, so it's sure XRP might not be running, but that's not the whole portfolio. You know, so everybody needs to understand, like, if you wanna insult, you know, it's fine, but I just kind of, it's not that I even pity you. It's just like I'll hear it over and over, and it's like my XRP's up 90% since I bought it, so I feel great about that. You know, some of my other ones, yeah, they've doubled it, or some are approaching a triple, a 3-bagger. But like we bought H-bar at 5.2. It's up over 9 cents, so I'm not mad. I'm actually very happy. Love you. Be safe. We bought Flare at 0085, and now it's up a 1-bagger. Ooh, beautiful. We bought V-Chain at 1516. It's at 3.4. That's more than a 1.5-bagger. I mean, there's so much to be thankful for. We bought XDC at 0028. That's approaching a 1-bagger. We got a lot of good stuff. Flare is asleep, and I don't know if anybody had their XRP that they were head on uphold, but I got unexpectedly a Flare airdrop. There was like 700 Flare I received. I didn't even know it was happening. H-bar at 909. Yep, ALGO went from 8 to 22. I mean, there's been some great. I always say 10 with ALGO just because there were some bought at 10, some bought at 8, some bought at 9. So I just take the highest of the three. So then nobody can say anything. We bought it at 10, and we still doubled it, and then some. But as far as H-bar goes, it's followed 100% exactly how it has to. Now it just needs a consolidation at some point. We're hitting that upper oversold area, so what I would just tell everybody is be careful here, and it would make perfect sense to retest at 8.4 right now. It really would. We haven't had that volatile push up and swing back down. At some point, we're going to have to do it, and then it's going to take one of two ways. I mean, it's done exactly what it would have to do. Now we're just way up in the overbought. Nothing you can do, folks. Don't get mad about it. Just understand that if that breaks down, that would be the area it would come back down to. But H-bar's had a tremendous run, and it's the exact reason why I told everybody buy the consolidatory phase at 5.2. That was our average. It's actually, yeah, about 5.2. And I said it'll be nice because everybody will be up before they even realize it. We're up 70% on just that. You know, so there's a lot of XRP bag, 68 cents. Bah ha ha ha. Is that a flex? I don't know. If you're trying to flex, you're flexing to the wrong person. I'm not impressed. Yeah, 68 cents. That's the bull flag setup. So you can laugh all you want, or you can make jokes about it. But that's the technical move if it comes back to the top of the flag. So, I mean, whether it wants to or not, you can leave that up to your interpretation, but that is, in fact, the area that it's got its sights set on. That is what XRP is targeting. You can laugh. I encourage you to educate yourself. Where would ALGO consolidate to? ALGO would consolidate to... I don't think that 21 cents would be where it would hit. I think if it consolidates... Let me get rid of this. I think if it consolidates, you'd have a nice move, probably back down to that 20.8 cents. And then if that breaks, well, we already know I put this here for a reason. You'd have to retest down here somewhere around 15 or about 16 cents. So that's what we need to decide with ALGO. Does ALGO, we're at about what, 22.9? Does it have a 10% correction, or is it a dime for a 29% correction? RSI is going to tell us that we're in the overbought. At some point, we're going to have to come down here. Even in the weekly, it's really gone up there. And wait until we get through this week. It's really going to go up there. So, that's what I think. But yeah, XLM is a fucking... I love XLM. I keep telling everybody, XLM, I know somebody commented on it. It's sleeping giant. Sleeping giant. A lot of these are. Everything I hold, I personally believe that they're going to be something in the next chapter. A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, well, you know what? That when everybody is sarcastic like that, that's the time that you should probably be, you know. A lot of people think it's a joke, but it's not. You know, I don't got time for that. I do, but I don't. What else did I want to cover today? I got to go to my... Julie just left, but I got to be up there by 7. I got to go to, I'm walking up there. See, I'm cool. I actually am walking up there because I wanted to do this live, and that's not a joke. Michaela's got her play tonight, her musical. She's been in playing an instrument since 4th grade, and now she's in 11th grade now, so she's almost to the bitter end now, so it's, so that'll be something to go see. But I wanted to do my due diligence and come on here and try to educate as much as I could here tonight. I know it's painful sometimes to be watching crypto, but I'm telling you guys and gals, do you think everybody would be so mad if the ones who criticize crypto, is it because they're making money or is it because they're missing out? I see a lot of people who make fun of XRP. I think it's more because they missed out on a 90% return in 2023 so far. Or they bought at the wrong spot. Yes, it is the violinist. How did you know that? Somebody's been paying attention. But yes, it is. Yes, it is, Michaela. Hey, I appreciate that, Jorge. And look, everybody, even on a night when things aren't looking the best, even on a time in crypto when it doesn't seem good, just pay attention. There's 59 people in here still. So despite it all, despite the bad and poor sentiment, there's still people watching. Playing flute last night. And time, yeah, it does fly. It flies. I mean, even I just look at it from the time I started this show. You know, just speaking of how time does fly. I mean, I've been doing this since March of 21, and now all of a sudden we're about to go into 24. It's so crazy. I keep telling everybody, 28 seems like it's far away, but it's not. I used to say it in 21, that 25 was right around the corner, and now look, it literally is within a few weeks of being right around the corner. So, you make your decisions now for what you want in 2028. You have to do today what you want tomorrow. You can't wait till tomorrow to make yesterday's investment. Tomorrow is another opportunity, but it's not today's. Just like today's is meant to not be for tomorrow's investment. It's meant to be for tomorrow's return. See, that's what people don't understand. I'm not looking to buy and sell the same day because I'm looking to do what I do this quarter at the same time next year in this quarter to have exponential difference in my returns. You know, sure, we can all buy and sell, swing trade, and yada, yada, but I'm trying to do, it's something different, you know, and unless you make a living a certain way, you wouldn't understand. Some people think it's a big joke, but I mean, if you enjoy working for somebody else, that's fine. But if you want to find a better way, and yeah, you should work for somebody else to make an income, because then you can build your own self up. You can build your own portfolio. You build into your investments. You build into becoming your own central banks. There's going to be so many people who make jokes this year who next year come crawling back, and I'm just not going to respond. You know, it's a beautiful thing about a photographic memory, but the truth is next year when we start to have the bank balance, when we start to go digital more, and we start to see the actual effects of going into the smart houses and the smart technology, it's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people. A lot of people. And I'm doing my due diligence here the last 3 years uninterrupted to try to keep everybody in line and the right positioning with me. Oh, yeah. I definitely like to hold at least a year for tax purposes. And you know what? I hear it all the time. Tom, you don't have to pay taxes. You're stupid. Well, you know what? Call me crazy, but I'm not going to get behind. You know, I'm going to continue to do what I have to do. I'm not even going to complain about it. Because the fact of the matter is the ones who complain never turn a profit. If I can turn 50 grand and I got to pay 15% of that 50 grand, it's better than not having that, 50 grand to take from. Or if I got to pay 15% on 10 grand, well, it was nice knowing that $1,500, but are you really going to be mad about earning 8,500? Like it's all about perspective. With Bitcoin, we're on top of the broadening wedge. We're still trying to break past 42,663. Like I've said though, this RSI is in the very dangerous range right now. Weekly's way up there, daily's up there, 4 hourly's up there. I mean, actually the daily is gonna be up there. We haven't closed yet, I forgot. But when it closes, it'll be up there again. 4 hourly, there's still a tiny bit of room. There's a tiny bit of room, but the weekly, eventually we're gonna roll over. It's just a matter of does it push to 47,000? And it sucks because it's like, oh, well, how can it be such a differential? Well, it can be a differential because of the perspective where we're at on the chart. And it's, to me, this is fascinating. I can't go nowhere yet. I'm going to roll a joint. I can't leave yet. I'm too fascinated with all this. And some would be like, Tom, why are you so fascinated when the times are rough? I'm encouraged that 69 people are here. There's 70 people. I'm encouraged. This is positive energy that you guys are giving me. Seeing 70 people, 60, whatever. Seeing people care. Seeing people care. Light spreads light. Light attracts light. The dark attracts dark. Even if you just go on social media just to criticize somebody because you think you're right, if that's all you're doing instead of putting a positive spin on things or giving somebody a positive feedback, you start to fall into the darkness. You start to only look for the dark. Start finding the light. Start finding the light. That's my notion to everybody.
Bet you never seen this before. See this, eh?
Don't ever steal somebody's motivation. You want to give them motivation. Don't ever go somewhere when somebody's putting their time, their sweat, their heart into something. You shouldn't deter that. You should embrace it. Embrace the fact there's some people in here that think that you're worth a damn, that still want to give you the true information, and they don't want to just blackball you. Embrace it. Don't destroy it.
And that should have hurt the stock market, but it didn't. In fact, we're going up. They've been.
So I want you to hear this real quick while I'm doing this, and if you don't embrace Peter Schiff, I think you really should.
Build like a barn or something on their property. They spent like $100,000 building a barn or something, but they only did that because they used the money that they otherwise would have spent on repaying their student loans. And I'm sure this has been a typical situation where all the Americans that didn't have to pay their student loans, they just used that money. They've been spending that money on other things. Well, to the extent that they're now making payments on these student loans, well, they have to stop spending money on other things. And so maybe that's why FedEx is not shipping as much stuff, is because the people are now paying their student loans back instead of buying stuff on Amazon that needs to be shipped. So it's clear that was a negative. It should have been But the markets didn't care, right? The stock market just shrugged off that news. I mean, the Dow transports were obviously down because FedEx is a big part of that. But the other indexes were going up despite this news. And then we got more bad news that the markets shrugged off in the form of a really bad treasury bond auction. Even though you've had this big rally in the bond market, this auction was very poorly received by investors. And that should have hurt the stock market, but it didn't. In fact, it didn't even hurt the bond market. The bond market rallied. Normally, you get the kind of news like this, that there was a very sloppy auction with a big tail, there wasn't a lot of demand. You would expect the bond market to get hit. Bond market went up anyway. So it might be an indication that there's something else going on here, that the bonds are still being bid. I mean, maybe there was some sense that this stock market dump was coming, because that's exactly what happened late in the day. After making a new all-time record high, the Dow Jones finished down 475 points on the day, and that's 1.27%. Bigger losses in the NASDAQ. No, actually, the NASDAQ was only down 1.3%, so about the same. It was the Russell 2000 that had been the star. Even though it hadn't hit a new all-time record high, it was making more headway into 52-week highs. The Russell 2000 was down almost 2%, 1.9% on the day. But what's more significant is that all of these indexes, the Dow Jones Industrials, although there's not that many industrials left there, but the Dow Jones, the S&P, the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ 100, these indexes made new 52-week highs, or in some cases, new all-time record highs. But not only did they close negative on the day, they closed well below the low from the previous day. And I've talked about these type of days. These are outside reversal days. It's when the range, you expand on the prior day's range by going above the high and below the low. If you close below the low after trading above the high, that is a reversal, an outside day. It's outside because you went outside the prior day's range. And it's a reversal because you started off higher and you went lower. And when these days are particularly significant is when there's been a big trend and you make a new high. So it's not just an insignificant day that happens to take out a high and the low of the previous day. It does it following a string of highs. The market was going higher day after day after day after day. Relentless string of gains. Kind of really, for December, this was very rare that you would have this many days. I forget how many, but all these consecutive up days in the market.
All right. So hopefully you learned something watching that. That everyone would love, the ones you know and love. Hey, Devin, welcome. And yes, indeed, CJ2 Pilot. Don't let anyone... No. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. No one's stealing my thunder. In fact, we embrace it in this community. And it actually gives me motivation. There was a time it used to bother me more. Now I use it more of like an example. Because I think... as I see, there's, 15 people might have watched. Well, maybe not. Maybe the same people here. I don't know. I appreciate the 71 likes, 70 people watching. That's fantastic. But I think when there's a certain energy that needs to be taken in every facet of life. Like if you have one half of the populace that's, looking forward, looking into like what can happen, trying to better the people around them. And then the other half is always looking for the easy advantage, always looking for the easy information, or always good for a quick put down to somebody who's trying to learn, maybe make them think they have a stupid question or a stupid idea. Those are the ones that end up pitting. And then you get the weaker minds that end up fading away in the background because they feel uncomfortable. You get the tough-minded ones that are open and spoken, so Yeah, Steven, I agree. I know what you mean. We going up from here? It's that's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. It all depends if we can break out of this short-term bull flag that we've been in since October. It really is that simple. It really is this simple right here. Can we break out of this short-term bull flag? But first off, can we break out of this little ascending triangle? This is kind of like your extender here. If you break back down out of this, you're likely going to break down. If we can break out of this and start pushing out, well, then we can probably push out towards that 68 cents, which is the resistance up here on a pattern that started back in October of this year. So it's not a terribly involved question, but there's a lot of layers to the answer, if that makes any sense. That's the best I can put it. One bad mafaka, stacks, drops, and chill. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Stacks, drops, and chill. Stacks, drops, and chill. I mean, I could look at that as good and bad. Are you getting stacks and they're dropping and now you have to chill? Or are we getting stacks upon the drop you are chilling? I like to think of it that way better. Thank you for that donation, though. That was incredibly generous. Seriously. Had somebody join Tom's Army during this live and somebody sent $10. Like, holy smokes. I'm very easy to please. Let's see. XDC. Another one of our babies. I often do get deep sometimes. Don't worry about it. Solana. Guys, don't get worried about who's leapfrogging who. I couldn't give a rat's ass about where XRP ranks in the market cap. Aside from the fact that we pull in a decent amount of liquidity. As long as you're within the top 10, you're getting the recognition you need. Just because Solana broke up. I mean, I don't really talk a lot about Solana because I know that down and dirty. But let's see what kind of buzz is going around right now for Solana. Solana flicks XRP once more, yada, yada, yada. This has happened a kabillion times, by the way. The comeback kid, Bankman-Fried favorite. Solana becomes crypto's next big thing after tumbling 94% in 2022. Solana recently skyrocketed in price, rising 800% year to date. So here's the thing. Solana you can pick. I can go through 1,000 different coins here that I could say, I wish I had this. And it's up 3, 4, 5, 6,000% in the last couple weeks. You could always do that. We can always play that game. You know what the number one way to never get ahead is? It's the same thing I tell people in real life. If somebody's got a house that you desire and you don't appreciate your own because they have something nicer, that's the fault with watching something like the Kardashians and things like that on the TV. You're over glamorizing somebody else's unattainable lifestyle. So what? Solana's unattainable for XRP right now, that 800% move inside of a year. It doesn't mean it's going to outperform it forever. It doesn't mean that Solana can even maintain those gains. It's just, you don't want to have that. Let's just put it this way. You can embrace Solana. You can embrace what some other things are doing, but don't have that eye that all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm losing the eye on the prize now. But anybody who wanted to do Solana, we've talked about Solana. So if you wanted to buy it, I even did technical analysis saying I'm not buying it, but if it breaks out of these levels, it's going to have a big move. Up to the first level was $89. And now we're over the top. I mean, we used to have this chart. It's just not on there no more. It was about to have a breakout. We used to have this on here, and we said when it breaks out, and that's where my rising channel started. That was the breakout. Anybody who's been watching could have done this. It's just I didn't personally go towards Solana. Am I mad about it? Absolutely not. It had a fantastic run. And someone's going to have a fantastic downfall as well, because someone's going to buy this when it's extreme. Look at it in the weekly. Last time we're overbought like this, we dropped 95%. So, I mean, let's see how this shakes out. Let's see exactly if Solana can run like this, and a lot of people want to compare it to XRP, we're going to go to one thing again. Does that look the same as XRP? Although the cryptocurrency has unlimited supply, unlike Bitcoin, of which it can only be 21 million tokens and not a single more, the Solana blockchain only issues a set amount of new tokens at the beginning of each year. This issuance is based off the year-to-year inflation rate. So, Solana total supply currently. So, Solana right now has 565.4 million. If it wasn't for all the bullshit with Solana, I would have bought it. But there's just certain things that rub me the wrong way, and I can only focus my attention on so much stuff. But Solana's in a desirable spot with token supply, so you can't even compare Solana to XRP. They're apples and oranges. If you want to compare it to something like this is why something like Solo or Corium can make a run like this, well, then we can talk. You don't even know. You could be holding the very next Solana within Corium or within Solo and those smaller market cap tokens, the ones that only have 600 million circulating supply total forever. But that's a big difference. Solana's only got 565.4 million active tokens. XRP's got 3 billion more. So yes, it had a tremendous run, but in no way should you be comparing XRP to Solana. That's more of a Solana to Bitcoin comparison, more so than Bitcoin to XRP. Just where we're sitting on circulating supply. Granted, Bitcoin only has what? So I don't get caught up in a lot of the noise because I know how it works in the markets. We can always love to have what we didn't get, or we can always like to see what went up and then fantasize about it. But I don't know. I see similar moves in some things we have that are just in the process. I just see some things that are processing perfectly. Look, remember just a few weeks ago, everybody said how they wanted to have Casper, right? Not that it's had a bad move, but I said don't get married to it until it has the correction back down. There's certain things. Look at that RSI's out of control. It told us it had nowhere else to go but down. It's the same thing that happens across the board in a lot of crypto. I mean, these are the funnest discussions to have, though. The funnest discussions to have. It's the what ifs. That's why, for me personally, when everybody says, Tom, why do you buy so many different things? It's the ISO and IoT in particular, along with my precious metals and certain commodities that go with it. But we'll see. Solana's one of the favorite tokens for the manipulators to pump. I mean, it was proven with Sam Bankman-Fried alone, but it's one of the ones that they really do like to hold, push. They even try to, like a stable coin. Nah, Solana is good. XRP next. Bitcoin, Solana next. Ether. Yeah, that's exactly what I compared it to. Solana as the next Bitcoin instead of comparing it to XRP. But if you want to talk about the next Bitcoin, I wouldn't look at Solana. I think that's a farce. I think you would have to look at Quant. Let's be real. If you're going for Bitcoin 2.0, Quant would be the foundational. That'd be the foundation. So if you're asking me, would I rather have Solana or Quant? Well, that's the real discussion here, folks. Solana's going to dump. Solana's going to dump massively. It's going to dump massively. And it's getting very close to doing just that. So I imagine in a couple weeks we're going to have the same discussion about, okay, well, if you bought it, can you please tell me where you sold it? Or if you're just a paper watcher. Because there's a lot of paper millionaires. And they approach everyday life as the paper millionaire. And then all of a sudden their money goes away and uh-oh. I didn't see that last comment. It said could have doubled something. Could have doubled the XRP I owned by putting my value in a dart throw at random. Had to scale down. I was married to XRP. Ouch. Never be married to anything. That's why I always say it. See, here's... Again. It's the craziest thing. It's almost as if you can only buy XRP in my audience. It's almost as if everybody watching me thinks you can only buy XRP. The ones who complain about their XRP's only gone up so much. Who says that you can't buy your 10,000 XRP if that's what you want And then also buy something else. That's what I've been teaching everybody for the better part of 2.5, 3 years after we sold out of our position of XRP from a bull market when it was going back to a bear market. Then we bought everything else with that money and our XRP. I don't have to care because I have everything else I want. You know? I'm sure some shit token like Floki or something else has had 1,000, 2,000, 10,000% run as well. But I'm looking at this, I would love it. I would love it. I enjoy because your long leg doji live made me aware of it. Make God profits on it. Excellent. See, now that's the other angle. Some people say how they can't make money holding on to XRP, but who also says that you can't have a leverage trading bag? Not of your XRP you own, but let's just say you have $500 to spare and you think you understand the charts. You say, I should sell here and I'm going to buy there. Well, instead of selling your bag, I challenge you to do 5x, 3x. Take that $500 and put it on the line. If you really know and you can sell it and then rebuy it back in because it's so easy, take $500 if you can afford it and start swinging it to the downside only. Don't ever touch your accumulated bag and see how easy it is to sell and then bring it down. Who cares what other people say? I care what other people say because I'm trying to teach this community. Not in regards to if they bag on me, but in regards to certain ways and philosophies. I care. Because I'd like people to be on the same page and have a fighting chance. Most other things I don't give a rat's ass, to be honest with you. There's just certain things, though, I've noticed. Like, people who get down on their XRP because something else moves or because they think they can't own something. I own, 12, 13 different assets? And that's not counting my precious metal holdings. And then the commodities, that side of it. I mean, it's all about... If you're trying to throw a dart, well, throw a dart in a actual, a collaborated field of different... holdings. Don't be like, oh, I can only own XRP. That's my crypto and my new world currency or money. No, have XRP, have ALGO, have the DGBs and the ZILs and the V chains and the H bars and all these other ones, the Galas and the ZILs and the ALGO. The ones that are all bringing XDC and XLM and all these other ones that are bringing it all together. But ladies and gentlemen, I know we're coming to an end. I got to get going here shortly. This has been a lot of fun. Solana broke down around 6 times, right? One of them for like 20 hours. Okay, who will adopt it? Whales. Yep. I guess that makes sense, Sergio. But yeah, it broke down several times. But like I said, it makes it an ideal token for the pump and dump. It really does. Small market, or small circulating supply under 600 million. Makes it ideal. So... Not today, I don't, JW. I don't know enough. I know some, but not enough to give an educated and informed opinion. So, but with that, guys, I got to go. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I seriously do. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed one, everybody. I didn't even realize it's 10 minutes to 7. I really do have to go.